Before we get started with a deep dive into the Fast Track software, we need to import your data into the system. We have a few different methods. However, the primary method is via import sheets. These are going to be spreadsheets provided to you for you to fill out with your own information depending on your business needs. In this video, we are going to fill out an example datasheet just to give you an idea on what that's going to look like. We will also show you some mistakes to avoid and general best practices. Let's dive into it. Starting out, we're looking at the product import sheet. The product import sheet is going to be used whenever you need to import your products. So starting out, this is one of the sheets that we will provide to you. Almost all of the information is required to be filled out prior to submitting it to your onboarding manager. One of the example lines we have is column A, UPC. This column is pretty self-explanatory. This requires the UPC of the product that you wish to be imported to be entered here. The next column is the name column. This is going to be the name of the product that you would like to import. The next column, column C, is the description column. This information is not required for a successful import. However, if you are participating in our e-commerce product, then you would want to include an intuitive description of the product that you are importing. The next column over is the department column. This is going to be the name of the department that you wish to assign your product to. So for example, if this line number 2 here is going to be a cigarette box, then you would probably want to add that to the cigarette department. The next column is your department number. This is going to be the proprietary number assigned to that department that you entered into the previous column. So for example, if we were adding that product to the cigarette department, we would probably give it the department number of 1. So any other time this department appeared on a line, we want to follow that with the number 1 so that those stay consistent. Next is category. This is going to be the category you wish to assign your product to. Please note, you can go up to 5 categories deep inside of the import sheet. If you need to go further, that will be performed after your data has been imported into the control center. Next column is your manufacturer. This is going to be the manufacturer of the product that you are importing. This is also required information. Next is your brand. This information is not required for a successful import. However, if you wish to add a brand to the information of this product, you can do so here. Next column is active. This only requires one of 2 numbers, either a 0 or a 1. 1 meaning this product is active and sellable at the POS, and 0 being non-active and not sellable at the POS. Next is your cost column. This is going to reflect the cost of the product that you are importing. And next is price. This is going to be your retail price for the product, meaning how much you sell this product for. Now, the rest of the information as we continue on is not required immediately on the product import. However, if you have this information readily available, please fill it out here to make your overall import and onboarding a lot easier. So the next column is the vendor column. This is going to be a vendor that supplies this product to you. Next is part number. This is going to be the part number associated with this product for the vendor that you entered previously. Next is your part number units. This is going to reflect the amount of sellable UPCs you receive when receiving an order from that vendor for this part number. Moving on to the next column, part cost. This is going to reflect the cost of that vendor part from that vendor for this item. Next one being child UPC. If the product that you are entering in the UPC line in column A has a child item, you can link that child item to the parent using the child UPC column. Just be sure to enter the child's UPC correctly here. And lastly, number of units. This is going to reflect the amount of child items inside of the parent. So for example, if the first item we added is a carton of cigarettes, and this child UPC is the pack that comes from that carton, then our number of units is probably going to be 10, because most of the time there are 10 packs of cigarettes inside of a carton. That's the product import sheet. If you have any further questions, please communicate that with your onboarding manager and they'll be happy to answer anything you have and also give you a hand if necessary. And now we're going to take a look at just a few of the common mistakes that we find with using these import sheets. One of the more common mistakes we see is the UPC column. When filling them out, we want to be sure that they are formatted correctly. And by that, we mean formatted as text. When they're formatted as text, this ensures that the UPCs entered into column A are not scientifically formatted, and when we reopen it, we lose those numbers. So formatting as text ensures that does not happen. Also, formatting any column that utilizes a number as text will also eliminate that issue. Another common mistake we see is people confusing the name and the description columns. The name is going to be the name of the product that you are selling. Please also keep in mind this is limited to 50 characters, and the description is just that. It is the description of the product that you are selling. This is not viewable by the customer, however, it is viewable by you in the control center, or if you are using e-commerce, you will see the description fill out the item there. Lastly, one of the more common mistakes we see is the category. You can nest this item or any item that you add to the sheet up to 5 categories deep, and you separate them with these arrows pointing to the right. If you are trying to nestle the item 3 categories deep, then you want to use your first category, use the arrow, the second category, and you use the arrow once more, and then you have your third category. And in that category, this item is going to live. Those are just a few of the mistakes that we see when utilizing these import sheets. This sheet, alongside many other import sheets, will be provided to you by your onboarding manager. If you have any other questions, please communicate with your onboarding manager and they'll be happy to assist you. It would be a good idea to fill this out while attending your training here, so that way, when you meet with your onboarding manager, you are one step closer to completing your onboarding and also one step closer to starting your business with us. And that has been another FTx Academy training video. Thank you.